Tell me, when you started this, uh, what was the starting point?
My story started when I was about 13 years of age, and since I was a very young girl, I was diagnosed with multiple health problems. So I was first diagnosed with PCOD and thyroid, and I was in school when I was put on allopathic pills for these problems. I was 13 when I got diagnosed, and like you know how you go to class every day and you have breakfast before you go to class. I would literally pop pills before I would go to class. And every time I would go back to the medical world, I'd go back to the doctors, I'd get one more pill added to my prescription, and one more and one more. And it reached a point where I was taking literally 6 to 7 different pills every day. And one was for the PCOD, one was for the thyroid, one was for the hair fall that accompanied these two health problems, one was for the acne, one was for general getting my periods on time. So I think my whole childhood I just spent being overweight. I spent seeing my hair completely fall out. I spent seeing everyone around me, even in my family, completely normalize sickness, normalize chronic
So you were
disease.
very traumatized by all of that.
100%. I think one of the biggest, I'd say, impressions that I received in my childhood was being bullied as a child for my weight, because I was always living in excess weight and I didn't know anything about how do I get rid of this excess weight. In school, I'd get kicked by my, people in the van who would go to school with me, or my even the teachers at school would not be so accepting of me simply because I looked different or simply because I had excess weight. So I think just living with disease my whole childhood, feeling like I'm not enough, feeling like I'm much lesser than all the other classmates I have, was extremely, I'd say, traumatic. And when I was 18 years, 17 years of age actually, that's when the turning point in my life came.
What was that turning point? You saw a book, you read an article.
I met a teacher actually,
Okay.
and his name was Acharya Mohan Gupta ji.
Okay.
And my father was one of my strongest pillars, still is, and he's the one who introduced me to this teacher. And we went for a 4-day camp, which was being hosted in a small little village between Bombay and Pune. And at this camp, for the first time, I learned that when your food is right, medicine is of no need. And when your food is wrong, medicine is of no use. So I was exposed to this knowledge for the first time, and being a teenager who would start their day with Maggie and would start their day with a huge mug of coffee and would have processed food every day of their lives, and coming to that camp and starting to eat fruits, eat natural food, to fast, to completely cleanse the body, to start waking up early, to incorporate yoga, it was like a complete 360-degree shift in those 4 days. And at first, I didn't accept it. I was even angry at my father that how could you bring me here? I just felt complete misfit there, and I felt ये कोई बूढ़े लोगों की चीज़ है, ये अब मुझे नहीं करना है, सब नहीं होगा मुझसे. But I think by the third or the fourth day, I saw one change, which was I started losing weight.
So that stepping on the weighing scale, there was an aha moment with there's something in my food that's making me feel better.
So, when I incorporated these practices in my life, as I told you, my thyroid completely got reversed. My PCOD, I wouldn't get my cycles for six months on end. After living this way, every single month on the same date, my cycles started coming. My hair started growing back. Whatever hair I had lost came back. My weight came back to normal. And I felt this energy in my body,
Were
which
you scared that that would disappear?
not at all. I felt when I gained the knowledge from my teacher, that knowledge was so empowering. I felt like someone for the first time had given me the truth. It felt like what my school hadn't given me in so many years, my teacher had taught me in just a couple of days. So I think that knowledge brought so much conviction, so much strength. There was no doubt that if I live this way, I won't continue to live healthy and strong till my last breath. So, yeah, when I got all these benefits, I think there was just this desire that how can I not share this with others now? How can I just keep this knowledge to
This was
myself?
17, 18.
This was 17 years old. And I think my father was my biggest guide who would always question societal norms. He would question that why are you going to school without, school teaching you the base values that our Gurukul system would teach us. So he was like this rebel and he was able to awaken that rebel inside of me. And he gave me the gift of, I think the biggest gift was belief that you can choose another way. And that's when we decided together that I want to now dedicate this lifetime I have upon this planet to share with others whatever I have received, and just do it as a service, as a way of giving back, and as a way of just saying thank you to God, as a way of a duty, not work, not profession, not career, but as a duty. So I think that's when it started, and I realized that it's not just me. Everyone who's living this lifestyle is able to heal their health problems without medicine. They're able to heal their diabetes, their high blood pressure, their chronic health problems. And yeah, I think one of the biggest shifts that I also witnessed was I stopped needing medicine completely after that. And today it's been around 8 years I've been practicing this way of life. Never needed to go to a hospital, never needed to visit a doctor's clinic, never needed a pill. Not because we avoid it, because the body knows that nature is the best healer. So it's understood that the real healer lies within. So through this journey, as I kept creating the videos, sharing the videos with people, we started Satvic Movement started as simply a YouTube channel, and so many people started gaining benefit that uh, we wanted to share this knowledge, even like we wanted to create even more impact. And we thought, how can we do it? So we started doing physical workshops, and we were doing these physical workshops in Mumbai and in Delhi. One of the workshops I was hosting was at a center in Mumbai, which Harsh was running at that time. And that's how the two of us met.
She doesn't want to divulge more details after that. So, Harsh, what's your story?
I was also young, had chronic sinusitis, psoriasis as a young child, and no idea that food has any correlation with our health. We were just taught you got to go to the better doctor. If that doctor's pills didn't work, that means
Find another doctor.
and I was from Calcutta and we looked up to Bombay as the big city. So that's where we would go, me and my mum, looking for that right doctor who would give us that right medicine. And I think the medicines, when they got more expensive, the belief would increase. This will definitely work. And they would make you do different tests to diagnose the issue. And it would come down to those same sort of set of either it's an antibiotic with a steroid, with an inhaler, because I had asthma as well. And that cycle continued to the point I reached London. And this was like private doctor, expensive clinic. By now, I'm like, this has to be it. I mean, if this guy, and the doctor I still remember, he was a specialist in allergic rhinitis. That means he specialized only for the particular health problem that I had. Allergy also only of the nose. I was like, this has to be it. So he told me you need these steroids, and these were the most strong steroids. He said if you take it for 2 weeks, if it doesn't work, we need to go in for surgery. That took me a little bit with the surprise. I was like, surgery? Oh, wait. I thought I just couldn't breathe well and I needed a better medicine. I took those steroids because I thought this is my best hope. And while I took it, it was fine. I was able to breathe at night. The day I didn't take it, the problem resurfaced. I was like, went back to him. He's like, I think we need to go in for surgery. You can come day after. As though it's just another day in the walk in the park. aa jaiye, kal parso aa jaiye. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for a surgery. Something clicked. Something within me said, no, there's a better way. I didn't know what it was. Came back to India. I think I stumbled upon this knowledge that food can be connected. There is some correlation. So the first thing that I was commonly told is that milk or dairy products uh, are inflammatory in nature, and the fact that you can't breathe well could be connected, and your skin conditions could be connected. And we had our own farm in Calcutta where we had our own cows. So you can imagine Marwari house, meaning there's everything we had was with dairy.
Ghee and dairy and
And
butter.
since the morning till dinner, that's all we ate. And we felt, hey, this is our home thing and our tradition we have. So the moment I stopped that, for me, I could breathe well at night. And that feeling for a child when they can sleep peacefully while they breathe clearly was just this feeling of, I've not felt this before. I didn't have to take any spray for this. That gave me the conviction that there
What
is more
age
to
were
it.
you?
I think it was around 18 to 20. All these years of going to doctors, not a single one of them told me this. Like, I felt angry. And I felt all these degrees, and even if they hinted at this, I would have said, okay, let me try. So I think it started there, and then I realized it's not just dairy products, and there are many other things I was consuming which wasn't working for me, for my skin. And I was able to reverse them completely. At a similar time in life, I was able to see a family member who was going through an advanced stage of cancer, and all the doctors had given suggestions, and the side effects increased to the point where the patient said, I would rather not be. And now the family is really confused because the best doctors are saying this is the only way, you have to take the medicines. At that time, I saw that we resorted to natural treatment for that person, and they were able to reduce their levels of the cancer markers simply by changing their food. And everyone was amazed, like, ye kaise ho gaya? You know, the doctor said, not possible. In my mind, I was connecting the dots. I was like, so it's not only my cold, it's not only my skin. Even serious issues like cancer can be healed simply by changing what we put on our plate. And I saw it for my eyes. And I said, why aren't more people talking about this? Each time we would go to a natural doctor, they would be in small kutia somewhere in a small corner. You would go there with doubt. Ki, you know, will it work? Like, there's a sense of hesitation. And you go to an Apollo or a Max or a nice hospital, it's so lavish, you take them very seriously. So that got me thinking, why can't there be a natural setup which is taken seriously? And that got me started with Vedari, which Subha was saying, which is a health center which we started in Bombay in 2017, where we were giving natural treatments with Ayurvedic doctors, naturopath doctors, Chinese medicine doctors. The principle was clear: you'll only use food and lifestyle and maybe herbs, but no medicines for dependency, and use that to treat big diseases.
Thank you for watching this far. It's been an amazing episode and I'm so grateful to have you till the end. If you like this video, please share this video with your loved ones. Better still, gift me a subscribe, a like, or even a comment and we'll come back to you.